Thank you for heeding my call, newcomer. I don't suppose your passage to Somerset brought you past Waston Coraldale? My father, Curteros, runs a boat in an angler fleet. They're long overdue, and while his stride tends to be a leisurely one, I've never seen the whole fleet gone for so long. I'm probably over-concerned. The weather's been fair and the wind's mild. Perhaps their fishing has been so fruitful they dare not waste their good fortune. But I'd feel better if I knew what to make of their delay. The fleet set off west. Waston Coraldale is an island engulfed by coral reefs, but you can reach it safely in that sailboat. I'd go with you, but I'm afraid I don't share my father's comfort with open water. Not especially. I've never been myself, but father's only remarked about the occasional ornery coral crab or hungry salamander. The reefs are the only real hazard, but only to a ship of considerable size and flimsy make. Oh, there's not much to tell. He's plied the sea for its bounty for as long as I can recall, and that's some time, mind you. We eat well, and he makes a fair bit of coin with his best catches, but sometimes I wish he'd keep a bit more lively. Not since I was very young. My father took me fishing once, showed me how to bait a hook, coax a bite and work the line until the catch tires out. It wasn't meant to be an eventful trip, but it turned out that way. Father dozed off, so I continued to apply what I'd learnt without him. Soon enough, I'd hooked my first catch. Or rather, it hooked me. Yanked me clear off the boat and into the deep. I was too shocked to let go of the rod, nearly drowned. Yes, fished me out of the drink, quite literally. He still calls me his prized catch. It's funnier when you're not coughing up seawater.
deserve better.
Who's there? Quiet down, you'll spook the fish. Never seen you before. Guess no one told you that this is my spot. Been my spot nearly a century. And it'll be my spot a century more, God's willing. So don't go getting any ideas. Plenty of space down the coast. So, off with you now. Huh, fancy that. I told Hiranessa for years those sea elves would mount an invasion from Waston Coraldale. Figures they'd launch it while I was having a nap. Well, come along then. Best send them off before they hook all the best catches. Of course. Any Royal Marine of the Queen's Navy worth their salt would. Might have traded my saber for a fishing rod, but I've still got my sea legs, and I'm still as sharp as the day I mustered. The others I sail with are civilians, though. Aye. Even if they caught a glimpse of a sea elf cutter before it reached Waston Coraldale, there's no chance a fishing boat would have outrun it. If any... Lest we split up. Unless my creaking knees give me away, I ought to be able to handle some scouting while you're searching for survivors. We'll rendezvous at the old lover's tree near the reef on the eastern shore. My friends will know the one. Unless I'm caught. Won't be much use to the sea elves as a prisoner, but I'll black an eye or two before I greet my maker. Tell her my children are grown and my wants are few. But I cannot say the same for my friends. I've had a good life. I don't mind trading what's left of it, so others might have the same. 3 aside from myself, Ngolina, Aldoterel, and Carterel. Not much of a fleet when you compare it to the Royal Armada, but with a scourge of anything with gill, too quiet. If one of them had reached the mainland, the Royal Navy would have sent ships to intercept these sea elves by now. No one knows they're here except us. Enemy movement, numbers, positions...
Sacred ascendants, take me home. I thought you were a sea elf. One moment I was just dipping my toes in the shallows having a pleasant day. The next there's a murderous corsair or hungry reef viper around every corner. We're trapped. He's alive. At his age, I'd have thought he'd be the first to fall prey to those sea elves. Should have given the stubborn old salt more credit. I'll make my way to him. Better than waiting to die out here.
Until you rise again.
Stranger, don't anger the salamanders. They're the only thing keeping those sea elves from wandering too close. What are you doing out here? I've never seen you before. You're sure we're talking about the same Kurtaros? The one I know is more likely to be mistaken for dead and sleep right through this whole mess.
All this crouching is damnation on my back. But I've seen everything I need to know what the enemy's up to. How fares the search? Never do when it comes to these sea elves. They'll rob us of more than a few good souls before all is said and done here. They're digging in, placing ballistae along the shore. When the Royal Navy finally does mount an attack, they'll be taking fire from Maormer on both land and sea. It'll be a bloodbath, unless some misfortune befalls their plans. Catch my drift? I'm not suggesting we repel the whole invasion, but I do know my way around a ballista. If we turn one toward their own ships and cause enough of a stir, we can draw on a friendly patrol and catch the sea elves out of their element. I'll get into position and await your attack. Then we'll give those sea snakes a good spearing while these two make for your vessel. You do have a vessel, don't you? All right, you two go prepare the boat our friend brought. We'll provide a distraction. Trinamac's wrath be with us.
Expertly done, Tammy. Mafala, keep your shame.
Captain coming aboard. Boats prepped and ready.
Father, you have me so worried. What happened? Where's your boat?
None of that now, my nervous cup. I'll tell you all about it. But first, there's one more thing we need to see to. Come, friends. It's time we commit our...
He washes up here after being gone for weeks, his boat nowhere in sight, and he acts like it's just another day on the sea. Was everything all right? Did he cause you any trouble? Oh, he put you up to that, didn't he? Papa always loves to embellish his journeys. Whatever the truth is, I'm just glad you brought him home safe. If all newcomers are so kind, Somerset will be fortunate to have you. He's not fooling me. I can tell something happened. Father's putting on a brave face, like he used to whenever I'd ask him about his younger days. He'd smile and deflect the question, but I could see a sadness in his eyes he couldn't hide. His secret. The fanciful story of meeting my mother, a myth about how the moon and stars winked on the day of my birth, and tall tales about his fishing voyages. Before that, not a word. Not once. 70 years isn't enough. I love my father, but all I want is to love him for who he is, not who he shows me. When he was missing, I wasn't just... You didn't come here to listen to a grown woman bawling about her father to a stranger. Forgive me.
on, you filthy... You're the first thing I've encountered that isn't a slavering beast or drooling savage. Begs the question, what you're doing out here. Did that idiot Medze send you? The fool I followed out here. I lost track of him after these wretched goblins stole my pack. Hopefully he can manage not to get himself killed long enough for me to recover our notes. Their research for Medze's recital at the Illumination Academy. I've been transcribing them for weeks. The goblins tossed them all over. Not big readers, I guess. But this tribe is bigger than I thought. What are you? Some sort of saint sent to deliver me from digging through Maluk's squalor? Well, 2 searchers are better than 1. We'll meet near the eastern exit of the Coral Splitter Caves, not too far from safety. Watch yourself. I could, but I don't know why you'd want to know. You're doing me a favor, so go on and ask. Officially, scribe. Unofficially, nanny. The man's got all the good sense of a swaddled babe. I've had the thankless task of saving him from himself ever since we arrived from Sentinel. Some epic about the great battles between the High Elves and the goblins that Medze plans to perform at the Illumination Academy. I'll admit, it sounded much more intriguing before I had to listen to Medze ramble on about it for weeks. It's either find these notes or start from scratch, and if you just spent the past few weeks fumbling through these crags with Medze, you wouldn't be asking me that. Oh. don't know how much longer I can hide out here. Give me some good news. That's the last of them. I'm not going to give you some my savior routine, but thanks. This is not how I plan to die. Do me one last favor. It's a small one. Would you deliver those papers to Medze and tell him I quit? Look, I've had enough of Medze. The humming, the whistling, the constant attempts at rhyming. I'm not completely heartless. That's everything I cataloged on this misbegotten adventure. With it, he can finish his research.
Naliara, stay strong. Your salvation is at hand. Though if you could call out, that would be helpful.
He's coming. I'm gone.
I finally girded myself with the courage of my forefathers. I'm prepared to add my deeds to theirs. Even if it means entering oblivion itself, I will find Naliara. You, haven't seen her, have you? Naliara quit? Oh, I suppose I cannot fault her. Capture by vile goblins was simply too much for her delicate spirit. But without her records of my spontaneous, inspired verse, my recital is doomed. Oh, well, that's great. I nearly have everything I need to complete my epic of the war fought between the goblins and high elves here. All that's left is for me to uncover the site of their most pivotal battle. Come, let's make history! I mean, I just assumed since Naliara entrusted you with her notes, you were taking over her duties. You don't want to uncover a once-in-a-lifetime discovery? I have a generous stipend from the Illumination Academy to complete my work. The site is close. I just know it. Dramatic instinct. My antiquated directions said the entrance would be where two falls meet stone. Sounds more like an You must not frequent Daggerfall, friend. I am Medze the Maestro, king of singers, serenader of kings. I've performed songs of Sentinel at court thrice now, and I'm soon to be an honored guest performer at the Illumination Academy. Well, there's a story there. You see, in light of the Queen's decree, the Illumination Academy has been inviting guest performers from all across Tamriel for their latest conclave. And, of course, I received an invitation, so I hopped on the first boat. I was getting to that. The subject of my recital is a fresh epic of their ancient conflict with the goblins of these hills. I didn't want to just regurgitate tired verse to the world's premier scholars. I need real inspiration to impress that crowd. All the stories of Somerset describe it as an idyllic place of wonder and beauty. I'll admit it's been a much less comfortable trek than I anticipated when we struck out. But who could have expected marauding goblins in such civilized lands? Yes, but I didn't expect there to be live goblins. All the histories I've read say they were thoroughly vanquished. But it seems their tribes were not entirely pacified. Quite...
May your spirit know peace.
The answers must lie in these ruins. Oh, Naliara, if only you'd waited. Hurry, let us claim the prize. of trade ledger? Oh, how mundane. It seems like the elves who built this place engaged in deals with goblins. That can't be right, can it? This looks like scouting reports. Land surveys, goblin settlements. Why was the water source of such interest to them? These look like plans for resettlement. Elven and goblin. They were proposing a land trade with the tribes. It seems the offer was refused. Oh, gods, this is terrible. This adventure truly is a tragedy. I can't use... These tablets show the goblins weren't always viciously territorial. Elves and goblins coexisted, traded, until the elves wanted King's Haven Pass badly enough to betray that trust. It flies in the face of every existing account of this region. I sought a subject for heroic composition. There is no truthful recounting of this history that would flatter the elves. Sing the truth, and my patrons will loathe me. Sing a lie, and my artistic integrity dies. It's what a noble hero would do, isn't it? Self-sacrifice for the sake of the downtrodden is practically obligatory. If I don't make it back to Daggerfall, carry on my tale. Don't let my... You've been an able guide to heroism. The time has come for me to unsheath the quill of justice and cut an inky swath through centuries of lies. And probably book passage back to Daggerfall well in advance. Even if I'm not bludgeoned off stage by thick volumes, I'm told the divine prosecution is very particular about the verbiage used to present the truth. I'd prefer to receive their critiques by mail.